The atmosphere inside the Saints facility has shifted dramatically in the last 72 hours. We are witnessing a fundamental recalibration of the roster that suggests the front office is no longer content with status quo mediocrity. From aggressive acquisitions to delicate salary cap maneuvers, the decision makers in New Orleans are betting big on a window that many thought had already slammed shut. If you are a fan who demands the truth behind these roster moves, make sure to hit that subscribe button to join our growing community of insiders as we push toward 1,000 subscribers together.
The arrival of Travis Etienne in New Orleans is not just another transaction, it is a calculated attempt to inject dynamic playmaking ability into an offense that has lacked a true home run threat from the backfield for too long. When you look at the profile of Travis Etienne, you see a player whose collegiate pedigree and professional experience align perfectly with what the coaching staff is trying to build. He offers a level of versatility that forces opposing defensive coordinators to adjust their personnel groupings on every single down. In a league where space is the ultimate commodity, Travis Etienne provides the lateral quickness and explosive burst to turn a simple screen pass into a momentum-shifting gain. We have seen this team struggle with rhythm in the intermediate passing game, and by bringing in a running back with his specific skill set, the offensive play caller now has a safety valve that can punish linebackers who get too aggressive in their pursuit of the quarterback. Beyond the physical tools, there is the psychological impact on the locker room. Adding a player of this caliber signals to the rest of the roster that the organization is committed to winning right now. It forces competition in the running back room, which is exactly what you want to see during the offseason. Tactically, expect to see Travis Etienne utilized in a variety of formations, potentially even lining up in the slot to create mismatches against slower defenders. Historically, the Saints have thrived when they have a dual threat presence who can force defenses to account for all 11 players on the field. If we look back at the glory days of this franchise, the most successful iterations were those that could dictate the tempo through explosive talent. Travis Etienne is a piece of that puzzle. However, the salary cap implications of this signing are significant, and it makes you wonder how the team managed the math to make this happen while still needing to address other areas of concern. The front office had to be surgical with the contract structure, likely backloading certain years to maximize the current competitive window. It is a high-risk, high-reward strategy that mirrors the aggressive nature of the front office over the past few years. Fans should be excited, but also mindful of the long-term sustainability of this approach. Will this be the spark that ignites the offense, or are we just seeing a patch on a larger systemic issue? The pressure is now on the coaching staff to effectively integrate him into a complex scheme that requires high football IQ. As we digest the arrival of this new weapon, we have to look at the other side of the ledger, where the team is clearing space to facilitate these moves, leading us directly to the financial maneuvering happening with some of our defensive stalwarts.
If you want to keep getting exclusive insights and the deepest tactical breakdowns on the Saints, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you never miss a report. The decision to restructure the contract of Carl Granderson is a clear indication that the front office is clearing the decks for further action. When a team modifies a deal for a cornerstone piece like Carl Granderson, it is never done in a vacuum. It is a strategic move, often referred to as kicking the can down the road, to provide immediate cap relief that can be redirected toward other roster needs or to accommodate the arrival of new talent. For those who follow the salary cap closely, this tells us that the team is preparing for a major push. Carl Granderson has become an indispensable part of the defensive rotation, and his willingness to work with the team on his compensation speaks volumes about the culture within the building. He is a high-motor player who sets the tone for the front seven, and his production has consistently exceeded his draft pedigree. By restructuring, the team has essentially traded future flexibility for current liquidity. This is the hallmark of a franchise that believes its championship window is open. You do not leverage future years unless you are confident that the pieces you have, or the pieces you are about to acquire, can get you over the hump. From a tactical standpoint, keeping Carl Granderson happy and in the fold is vital for the defensive line's continuity. He provides the versatility to play inside and out, which is a luxury for the defensive coordinator. When you look at the defensive identity of this team, it is built on the foundation of pressure, and Carl Granderson is the engine that keeps that pressure consistent. Without him, the scheme becomes much more vanilla and predictable. The fans should understand that this isn't just about shuffling numbers on a spreadsheet. It is about keeping a core identity intact while still allowing for the flexibility to add upgrades elsewhere. This move, combined with the earlier acquisition of offensive talent, suggests a balanced approach to the offseason. The organization is not just ignoring the defense, they are optimizing it. But we have to ask ourselves, why do they need this much liquidity right now? Are they preparing for a blockbuster trade or a late-stage free agent splash? The market is reacting to the possibility that more shoes are about to drop.
As we analyze the roster's financial health, it becomes impossible not to look at the trade rumors currently swirling around other key players, which brings us to a potential departure that has everyone in the league talking.
The conversation surrounding a potential trade involving a veteran playmaker from the Saints has gained significant traction, and the Denver Broncos have emerged as a primary suitor. When you hear reports linking a high-profile player to a team like Denver, you have to look at the underlying motivation. Is this a move to shed salary, or is it a move to acquire draft capital for a rebuild? Given the moves we have already discussed today, it feels like the team is making a calculated pivot. The, let's call him veteran playmaker, represents a significant portion of the salary cap, and moving him would be the ultimate signal that the front office is changing their philosophy. It is a high-stakes game of chess. If the team decides to move on from a veteran playmaker, they are essentially betting that they can replace that production with a younger, cheaper alternative, or that the scheme shift will minimize the loss. The emotional impact on the fan base would be immense, as these veterans are often the faces of the franchise. However, in the modern NFL, sentimentality has a very short shelf life. The Broncos are clearly looking for an immediate impact player to bolster their ranks, and they see an opportunity to exploit the Saints' current cap situation. This potential trade is the domino that, if it falls, could trigger a series of other transactions. We are looking at a scenario where the Saints could be completely transformed by the time training camp rolls around. The tactical ripple effect of such a move cannot be overstated. You are removing a primary option from the offense, which would force the new additions to shoulder a heavier load immediately. It is a massive risk. If it works, the front office looks like geniuses. If it fails, they face an uphill battle to keep the fans and the locker room engaged. The connection between the current restructuring of the defense and this potential offensive trade is clear. The team is prioritizing financial sustainability and long-term viability over sticking with an aging, expensive core. It is a brutal, cold, and necessary part of the business. As we wait to see if the rumors materialize into a formal deal, the uncertainty is palpable. Every source I talk to confirms that while nothing is finalized, the discussions are serious and ongoing. Denver is not just kicking tires. They are looking for a difference maker, and they know the Saints are in a position where they might have to listen to offers. The next few days will be critical in determining the trajectory of this team. We are at a crossroads, and every decision made now will echo through the remainder of the season. This is a pivotal moment for the franchise. We are seeing a team actively choosing its path, balancing the need for veteran leadership with the necessity of financial health and roster rejuvenation. Whether these moves lead to a deeper playoff run or a period of transition, one thing is certain: the front office is not sitting idle. They are swinging for the fences, and the consequences will be felt for years to come. I want to hear from you. With all these moving parts, do you believe this team is better positioned to win today than they were a week ago? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a difficult rebuild? Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for tuning in.